So I decided, since the judge determined that the evidence that I presented was meaningless, I'm going to present the evidence as such now. So this is going to be a virtual tour, and it'll be pretty quick. So this is the hallway, the main hallway. At the end of the hallway is actually an illegal extension. This is just a picture to show, hey, you know what, in all fairness, that guy's got a smoke detector in it. On the back, I have the description, and I have the exhibit. Date taken, 3/5, photographer, Timothy Caffrey. Point of fact, hallway, main house, hallway closet, front left. I'm emphasizing the location in the house. Inside the closet. Point of fact, date taken, 3/5/14, photographer, Timothy Caffrey. Place, property. Point of fact, hallway, main house, contents of hallway, closet, toxic chemicals, flammable material, gaseous substances, illegal storage. Here's another picture. Here's one evidence that there have contents. Here's more house paint inside the closet. Moving on to the bathroom in the hallway. And now we're here, actually. We're at this walkway right here. So here's the bath. This is showing here in the photo, point of fact, master non-GFCI electrical outlet ground fault interpreter. That's rent stabilization code, section 930104. This is all supposed to be have one of those buttons pushed because of the distance. Boom, here we go. This is the picture. So right here you have the big gaping hole with wires sticking out of it. Date taken, photograph, point of fact, bathroom master intentionally sabotaged drywall, entry point of moisture into the walls, main house, exposed electrical wiring, live currents, rent stabilization code, section 93, and this is 25 feet away from it, and that's actually the bathroom that I have to use. This is the bathtub. This is what he did to the bathtub to prevent people from using the bathtub. So, point of sabotage by Fadi Fred Haddad, plumbing and tile, entry point of moisture into the walls, main house. And the plumbing sucks, and then the drain is deteriorated. Point of fact, this is a secondary bathroom, date taken. Point of fact, main house, one guest bathroom basically, non-GFCI electrical outlet, rent stabilization code, section 93104. So this is this picture I'm gonna put aside for right now and reference it later, but this was taken on 3/5. So here we have the furnace, and as you can see, there's electrical, there's the sky, there's the furnace, and you can see the furnace right here is rusted. I have another picture of it too. So point of fact, non-operational furnace, detached from vents completely, and which actually that shows that it's not attached to the vent too. So the judge wanted to just ignore that. Covered or obstruct the vent not protected, covered or obstructed, allowing full exposure to the elements. And this is vent C, and this is rent stabilization code. And the reason I put that rent stabilization code is because where the hole and the water goes in, whether that's plugged in or not, because there is a plug right there, that is obviously electrical, but not according to the judge. I forgot his name, Nashimoto. So this vent right here, I did this earlier, that vent is this. That's a close-up of that vent. And what this shot is actually, we're like this. This right here is that, which is this, which leads here. There we go again. And then here's the other one, which has a pipe that goes in and goes someplace else in the house. This is a swamp cooler that has a vent that connects directly to my room. This is one side of the swamp cooler. And not to mention that the swamp cooler is an electrical device, so that also is a violation of section 930103. Here's one side, another side of the swamp cooler. Here's another side of the swamp cooler, and we're going to reference the swamp cooler later, so let me set those aside. And here's the good side of the swamp cooler. So this is the electrical to the main house, and what you see right here is this is about to pop off, which is the support line, and you can see the tension. But that's okay. It doesn't matter that it's over the garage unit, and people live here, okay? This is the roof of the of a fraudulent building But this is a pool that is detached, but this has been full of water since it first rained in 2014. This picture was taken 3/5. Um, this picture was taken 3/20, and that's to show in comparison. I don't even know what to do. We'll just do the other one. So that's to show in comparison that, oh, I haven't got to it yet. So these are the two, and you see it did go down. So this is the first one, and you can see right here by this line, and you can see that it's lower. So it did go down, but as you can see, there's been no effort to address it, and that is a health code violation. That is a big time violation. Here's the there's another extension of the pool in the backyard. So same scenario, 3/5, and then this is 3/20. This is construction material he left in the backyard. Honestly, I realize that's petty, but you know, I was going for the gusto. This is the back two units. Both of these units are fraudulent, according to Guzman, and I cited this. Guzman Henry v. Henry, 1978. There's no rent is due if there's illegal construction, and this is two whole units. This unit has its own plumbing and everything like that. And see, people, the point that the judges, this is the whole point, is this is the law. The judge is getting the option to pick, and you might be thinking you disagree or whatever it is, but this is the law. But I'm not done anyways. So this is the front yard. This is a 5x5. The depth right here is 5 foot, and the width is 5 foot. This is the very front yard curbside. So it's also standard. So I have right here, this is two windows of on the garage unit, and only one has a screen. This is two windows on the garage unit on the other side, and only one has a screen. This is three windows in the front. Out of the three windows, only one has a screen. This is the front door, and I have a private entrance, so I wasn't using this at all in the beginning. But this is the front door, and when I asked, oh, now see, this is the catch. This is what the landlord did. They used the, oh no, I'm gonna finish. My bad. Okay, so that's the front door. This is the state of facts. So this is my door. Okay, first of all, that's the roof over the kitchen. This is cracks in the drywall because it was fraudulent construction, and this is the cheap paint flaking from water damage. Okay, and then right here, what you see is this is actually plywood because this is not drywall. This is plywood, like compressed together. Right here, two pieces of plywood, just painted white. Okay, and that's not city code. And I mentioned that no city official would code that. So this is the wall, and you can see where it's fake, where it's brought out, and you can see what they did to the roof. So this is the kitchen counter. This is a non-GFCI electrical outlet. Not to mention, this is a gas line sticking out of the wall. And when I said this, the judge allowed the guy to say, well, you need a gas line to hook up the stove. That's crazy shit, huh? The stove, here I'll get to the stove. So that was there's a picture of the sink. So this is a notice that was put on the sink by the guy that's not supposed to be the landlord, talking about he's going to charge everybody, which is interesting because one of those units that I showed you in the back has their own kitchen, plus the garage also has its own kitchen. So he literally, when the kitchen sink in the main house was plugged up, he literally sent a text message to all of the tenants, including those in the garage, saying that they was going to increase rent, and they never use that sink. They don't have access to it. They can't come in the house. So here's a stove. The stove is on the complete opposite side of the window. And by the way, that window right here doesn't have a screen. But the so anyways, the stove is on the opposite side. Okay, there's no ventilation on the top. But that's the point, is that's the gas line over there. So this is looking into the corridor, and what you see right here is this beam right here. Plus you see the fake construction coming out of the. You could tell by the way the cabinet is, as well as this. You can see the material is plywood, and then this little faux back right here. And now this is that beam that was in the back of the picture. This is the damage. It's completely cracked all the way through. This chunk is about 1.5 inches. That's right at the front door. And then it extends and wraps around and comes out. So moving into my room, so this vent is what connects to this wonderful device. But according to the judge's purview, this relationship doesn't affect the habitability of the house. So this is a picture of my room, and what this is showing is, this is actually showing where you can see the door is it's fake construction. This is the original garage door, and this is the fake door that they put in. Now, there's a point that I'm going to get to in this too, where he swore under testimony today that there's a thermostat in this room. So you know what? Let me just do this now, because I'm going to call his lawyer a felon, because perjury is a felony. And you know what? She's a lawyer, and under the bar, she made an oath, whether her client did it or not. Her oath is not to her client. Her oath is to the law. And if she's going to be complicit in a criminal act, then I can say it straight up that I don't even know her fucking name, but she's with the Dennis Block firm. She is a felon because she is complicit in a crime. There is not a thermostat in this room at all. There's no thermostat. And you can come check that shit out, because the judge is just as much complicit in the crime as well. Chew on that shit, bitches. So here's termites. You gotta get pictures of them fly live. I mean, this one probably, actually, you can't see it. So that's one flying. You could get a better view. That's one flying. It's all right outside my window. Or this is outside my patio, actually. That's another one flying. So now we're going into the garage unit. So not only does the garage being turned into a unit also show Guzman Henry, and this is connected to my room, which is, there's no tenant, you can't pay rent. So the judge unlawfully stole my money. He's stealing my money right now. This is the no smoke detector in the kitchen. This is the kitchenette. This gas range is connected but non-operational, but there's still live gas going. And this is a non-GFCI, and that goes with that section unit. This is the hallway thing, and the reason he took this one off is because the city code now says you only have to have them in the room. So now they all have them in the room, and he took them out of the kitchen. That's the character of this gentleman. So this is going into the bathroom floor, but this is the bathroom floor inside the garage, and this is right on the other side of my wall, but that doesn't affect me. And then this is another city violation, and this is the water heater, which is inside. Basically, the water heater is right here at my door, and this is it inside the house, unstrapped. So now just do a real brief one. I was using this. This guy died. There was a tenant that died on the 28th. His body was taken out on the 30th of November. And then I had brought an email in which I complained to Fred on January 7th. A human being died in your property, having paid rent for, 8 months? And as the owner, a good human being on your terms, you never even had the room cleaned. This is January 7th. From the 30th to the 7th, a deceased person that is right next to the water heater sat in there, and this fool did not clean it. This is the character of him. So within this email, I listed things. So on this one right here, and there's pictures associated with it. So this is what the judge did too. He said, "Oh, I've never seen the furnace." That's what the homeowner said. He couldn't recognize the furnace, or he said it's operational. And then he said both, and the judge took both of them. Right here, a non-operational machine, better known as trash. He said they didn't know about the furnace. Trash with no foreseeable property. The judge says, "Well, I don't know what that is." I was like, "Judge, Your Honor, it's attached. It's attached in order. There, as you see, it's a list, and there's a photograph to go with it, and I have the photograph to show it to you. And here's the photograph. Oh, I lost that one. Oh, here's the photograph. And again, it's unplugged. You can see leaves, blurry, but this is all rust, all rusted out. And he said he couldn't tell. And again, with the other one, this is non-operational. The reason I set this one aside is because this could show that he got it because he ended up fixing this. He paid a handyman to fix this. The judge took his word, and you understand too, he's testifying. The judge is overriding what I'm showing as evidence based on the testimony of the plaintiff and nothing else. There was no other witnesses. This is why you see the bar. He denied that there was this in the counter, and the judge looked at this picture and accepted his testimony. He said he saw screens on the windows on the kitchen. Done. So this was the original picture that I sent. This is what it looked like. And this is why I said the reference was the way that he fixed it, and he admitted to it, fixing it, was he paid a handyman to put the walls on it. And then I also put, it's municipal code, proper trash. There's 9 adult males. So that's my case. And I went into have the lease. I have the mold addendum. Maintain a general temperature of 68 to 70 degrees in wintertime. We don't have a heater. He says Lesser has no knowledge of lead-based paint or lead paint on hazard, but it's sitting inside the closet. He's a licensed real estate agent. Here we go. All parties acknowledge that Timothy Caffrey is a roommate of Fred Haddad and must be respectful of Fred Haddad's private space at the house. And he doesn't live in the house. And the judge wouldn't accept my testimony that I believed that this is fraudulent, but he accepted the guy's testimony that it wasn't. So here we go. And then you have ordinances and statutes. Tenants shall comply with all statutes, ordinances, requirements, municipal tenants. And if this is a contract, so in good faith, he has to apply. And I more than showed that he is not in good faith because those conditions existed far before I got there. Proof of violation shall not require criminal conviction, but shall be preponderance of evidence. So this was the email, and what I actually had is the references for the photos to go along with it for easy. I had cross references. Then you have the mold disclosure. You have the yard. Take care of the yard. Fails maintaining, preserving the yard hereby. Paying. Mold disclosure. The only way to provide a reasonable assurance of the property does not have mold or other health hazards is to retain the services of environmental expert and conduct specific tests at Tenants Express. Normally, these tests will consist of interior and exterior examinations and abnormal spores, carpet, any visible mold, a landlord or property manager in a timely manner, and notify him in a timely manner. It is also your obligation to report any signs of mold or unusual odors in the property. If the presence of mold in material, you must conduct any and all inspections or tests prior to signing a lease at Tenants Express. Okay? AC heating. There is no AC in the home. Any use of a cooling system provided by the tenant will be in excess of $120 a month and have a written thing. And again, I've already proved that there's no heat, but the judge couldn't see it. Here's evidence that I did contact the Department of Health, but they were unable to come out here because, I mean, they're broke. Here's where, actually right here, my first contact with him, the date, Woodland Hills, private room. I showed him on the phone too. Utility, $495. Here it is right here, January 4th. Your rent is $595. Your rent is due on the 1st of every month. Your rent is $595. There is no mention in the lease of any grace period. So that was my case.